Hey creatives, welcome to the creative.la, where we share, learn, and grow together. I'm so excited to bring Share Your Journey back today with. I'm so excited, sorry, to bring Share Your Journey back today with Mend the Vow, one of our creatives, and we are gonna just get to know a little bit about her and her creative journey. And there she is. We're going to go ahead and bring her on. Once I figure out how to do that. There it is. Hi,
Hello,
how are
everybody.
you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Can you share with me your name? I'm sorry. I just know you by Mend the Vow.
My name is Jeree.
Jereè. That's awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you this evening?
I'm good. Um, so do you want to just start off by telling us a little bit about you and what you do?
Well, yeah, my name is Jeree, but my pen name is Jeree Speaks, and I'm a motivational speaker, life coach, and world changer. I am going to school for marriage counseling and ambassador for this new movement called She is Eve, which is a book coming out. But a little besides myself, I am also a brand strategist, web designer, and graphic designer. I am
How
also an activist for just bringing awareness for Black people. And I also started a new movement called Black in America Catching Hell, and it's a platform where you can go on and you can just submit stories, and share wisdom, share grace, and it's just a platform where you can just build yourself. It's all run by self and for self. So you guys can head over to Black in America Catching Hell and just sign up to be a part of the movement.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. And I love that you dabble in a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
You
it's kind of
dabble
like
in
I'm every woman,
right.
basically.
So do you want to tell us kind of where you see your web designing and activism, all that, where you see that going?
Well, I see it being universal everywhere because it's just not speaking for the woman, it's speaking for life, it's speaking for equality, it's speaking for everything. So we have to bust down those doors. Nobody is going to hand you anything, nobody is going to give you an opportunity. If you can't sit with everybody, create your own table. And that's just not
I
a
love that.
saying, that's a doing because nobody will give you anything. I wake up every day at 3 a.m. and I don't go to sleep until 11 p.m. The grind is real. So with
Yeah,
facing
yeah.
school, with being in school, with being an entrepreneur, with just being everything, you just have to be that for yourself. It's an uphill battle. Certain days you're gonna have energy, certain days you're gonna want to sleep all day because you're tired. So,
Right,
you
you're
just gotta
right.
be your own motivation and keep God first in everything. That is so crucial.
Definitely.
Crucial.
Can you tell us a little bit about your motivational speaking? What is there a specific topic, or how did you get started in that?
That kind of snuck up on me because I used to be quiet as a bird to people that didn't know me. And so I went through a series in my life to where I had breaking points. At the age of 11, it began when I was maybe 2 or 3, but the most memorable thing is when I was molested when I was 8. I was then at the age of 11 raped and I was silenced. And it just broke down barriers in my life to where I couldn't flourish. God took me on a journey back in 2017 and was like, if you trust me, I will heal you.
Mm,
And I started trusting him. I started my journey on YouTube. I started talking about stuff that wasn't being talked about. And in 2018, it just broke. Well, end of 2017, it broke the mold. God gave me mend the vow. When my marriage was in ruins, he was just like, I need you to help my daughters mend their vow. But first, I have to teach you how to mend your vow to me by you expressing things. And so when I did that, I was getting speaking engagements. That didn't do anything because I was just like, I was so scared to come out of that shell. But God told me, I need to show you how to be transparent. I need to show you how to not care about being judged because everything that I was facing, he already faced. So it just brought me to a place where, hey, if I've been through it and God put me through it and I can help somebody else get through it, especially while I'm going through it, it doesn't matter.
That's
Like, you
right.
have to speak your truth without
Yeah.
fear of who's gonna come with you, because if they're for you, they're gonna come. If they're not, they're gonna be by the wayside. And you gotta speak your truth in order to heal yourself, and also to help other women be, healed too. And I just told God to make my life a roadmap for other women, not to have to go through stuff that I've been through, or to help them even if they're at that pitfall. So
Yeah.
I write, I have a blog, I have a podcast, I have another podcast that just talks about relationship and sisterhood,
Yeah.
because you got to speak. If you don't speak, you don't grow. So
Right.
definitely, yeah.
That's awesome. So would you say that um and I'm so sorry that you had to go through that at 11.
It was purposed. I'm gonna tell you this. It was purpose. Some things are out of our control. It's not saying that, you know, that God wanted that to happen, but the enemy tries to plant seeds that root us to where we are not planted. He'll keep us depressed, and he'll come to do things. And we just have to evolve and know that, we have to heal from them. So thank you, but it was purpose. It was purpose and plan. It was
Yeah.
ugly, but it was purpose and plan.
Yeah. Yeah, you're so right. Um so with Mend the Vow, would you say that your motivational speaking and all of that is under kind of the Mend the Vow name, or like could you go deeper into what Mend the Vow is and
Okay,
how that
so
started?
yeah, so like I said, back in 2017, I was going through some of the craziest things in my marriage, and that's ending. So I'm in the process of like a full-fledged divorce right now. But at the time, I was still holding on, praying, going into fasting and everything. And God was just like, mend the vow. And I'm just like, what? He gave me the structure, the logo, everything. And he was just like, I need you to mend the vow. And I took it to heart that he was talking about mending the vow in my marriage. It
Mm.
wasn't until 2 years later to where he developed, no, I need you to help my daughters. I need you to help them call them home. I need you to help them structure. And how you're going to do it, this is you're going to be the sacrificial lamb. And I'm just looking at like, God, like, really? After everything that I'm facing, but we have to know that God will lead us to a place to where we don't understand what's going on. And he will strengthen us for the journey if we allow him to. So Mend the Vow started off with me talking about marriage, with me introducing how to pray, how to fast. But then it also started off as my heart unmended. It's in different structures as, I have women to lead and follow my life, just unburied. If you go read my bio, it's the dirty truth. If you go and read my blog, it's the dirty truth. Even how I was misled into fornication at the end of at the end of my marriage. I try to hold on as fast as I can. I talk about my journey and my mistakes, how I left God for a relationship when I should have never did that, because we're human. But when we make mistakes and we lay in our bed, God is not just going to come and rescue us, because we laid there and we made that decision. Although he loves us, we have to know that, oh, hey, I made this mistake. God, I need you. But then God will come when he knows that we're ready to be pulled out that fire.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Men of Valor is more than just, a name. It's a movement. Men of Valor is structuring women to come home to God. Whether you're a prostitute, whether you're out there doing drugs, whether you're out there just doing hardcore everything, God still loves you and he can wipe your slate clean. So we have a mentorship going on. I have a mentorship for women. I have a private members club that's coming out in September that women can come, and it's affordable, because I'm a life coach. So people need help. People need to know that they're not victims. You're victorious. So once you turn
Yeah.
that situation over, then you'll have more power and strength to tell your message and to speak without having that thought of, oh, shame or fear. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so awesome. What you're doing is amazing. And I just want to ask, what if so with all of this, and this is a question that I love, and I often ask myself this question. I've asked others this question. With everything that you're doing, if you knew you couldn't fail, if failure was not an option, which we're human, so we make mistakes, but if failure was
Right.
not an option, what would you attempt? What would you do with Mend the Vow if failure was not an option?
If failure was not an option, I would put it in each young girl's hand, um, to minister to them, to be a part. because I know that everybody has a voice, and my platform is just not for my writing. I encourage other women to come on and, be a part of it, to speak. And if you're good at writing, I'll give you a personal column so you can strengthen your writing and go somewhere else, because I like to graduate people that work with me. I have a 6-month writers panel that if you write for me, I'll design your website. That's just a
Oh, wow.
graduation. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And everybody doesn't take that seriously because they think, well, okay, maybe I'll fail at this or maybe I'll fail at that. And you have to think globally. So
Yeah.
one thing that I can say, I would, if failure was not an option, which is not for me because I know that you have to grind, but sometimes I do fail at things and I don't always make the mark. My reach is global. You have to think, because one thing is that I know that I am being taught in this season, don't live where you are in your mind. Live like you're already there.
Mm.
If you live like you're already there, because truth be told, I'm almost a divorcee. I'm from Los Angeles. I moved to Mississippi in February. Faith. You have to make faith moves. Even though I was kicking and screaming, God was like, you need to go. I was making faith moves. I ended up at the age of 38, just being honest and open and transparent, like I'm always is on my page, moving back in with my mom, and turned the whole living room into my bedroom because she only have a 2-bedroom and my brother was here first. Let me tell you, you can't tell. When I do my stories, I'm very professional, and everything like that. You have to make it work. So while I'm here, I'm not even here. I'm already in my apartment, because God will give you grace to turn your situation over. So I will always like to encourage people, don't live where you are. Live mentally focused where you already planted yourself. So if you are living at home or if you're at a job that you don't like, plant yourself in your future already in your mind because it starts there. You can't develop anything without action in your mind. Like if you know that you want to be successful and you want to be wealthy, start living a healthy life. Start eating and intaking the things that you know that is going to fuel your body, because money comes and goes and you can't take it. And they always say that the new health is wealth. That's true. So you have to mentally know that your focal point has to be where you are already there before you get there physically. You have to be there mentally.
That's good.
So, yeah.
That's so good. That's so good. Well, thank you so much for sharing about yourself and your journey. Your vulnerability does not go unnoticed. I appreciate it. So I know anyone who, and I've never been in a situation that you have, but, anyone that has been, your vulnerability is definitely inspiring. So, ladies, for those of you that are writers or that just need some inspiration, mend the vow. And I don't know, maybe I'll look into her writing program because that sounds awesome. I get my own website at the end of it. But so I just want to thank you so much. And if there are any last comments you have or anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I do. I also have free publications, ebooks on my site that are downloadable. And
Awesome.
also I'm coming out with my first devotional at the beginning of next year called Unmask and Identify. It's unmasking your pain, whatever type of pain that you went through, and it's also finding your identity in Christ. So that will be available maybe sometime in April next year because I'm finishing up the last 17 chapters. So yeah.
That is awesome. Please let us know when it comes out so we can buy it, one.
I
And then
definitely
hopefully
will.
promote it. Definitely. That's awesome.
Yeah, and if you are looking to get into the program, I'll show you love and everything like that because I know you need a website and I know you're creative and we're from the same, state. So
Yeah, yeah,
our southern, we have to stick together. So,
yeah.
especially being creative,
Yeah,
especially being creative,
yeah, definitely,
especially when
definitely.
the movement is big. And there's some behind the stuff scenes that I'm going to talk to you about. So, yeah,
Yes, please shoot us a
yeah,
message. We are
I am.
here 24/7.
Okay, I definitely will shoot you a message. I really will, because I need somebody to kind of take over this other movement. That can I just share that really quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, okay. So like I run like I'm helping other brands, and I don't want to just like alleviate this other movement that I came up with because you know how you build something, and sometimes it's not always for you. It's for you to kind of hand over to someone
Yeah,
else, and you always think. So the Black in America While Catching Hell, it's really really big, and so looking for somebody to just like kind of like take over it, like the ownership over it. So if you know anyone or you or somebody personally that is really into, Black activism and, the rights and everything like that and can really take over this, then let me know. Even if it's you, even if it's somebody that you know personally, tell them to send me a DM or you a DM and they will get all the rights free of charge because I don't want it to go to waste. I don't want it to slack. And I currently, right now, knowing that I don't have the momentum in me because I'm doing so much for my own, brand and for other people, that I don't want it to see it sink. So I'm just putting it
Yeah.
out there.
Well, hey guys, Black American Catching Hell is available if you feel in your heart, or if you feel like it is something that you would love to take over. Feel free to shoot, send me a DM or amend the vow. And if you know anyone that might be available to take it over, I have looked there. I was sent a video that kind of explained it, and it's amazing. And the right person can do some amazing
Yeah.
things with it.
hmm We
So
also have T-shirts that I can send to the person or whatever
and there are
who's taking it
t-shirts.
over.
Look at that.
There's
You can
T-shirts.
monetize it too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And what you're doing is great. And I'm so excited to continue to watch your journey as you do all of the many things that you are doing.
Yeah, me too, for sure. And I appreciate this opportunity, and I
Oh, of
appreciate
course.
young people like you that are really stepping up and using their platform for good. So thank
Thank
you for that.
you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Bye bye.
All right, guys. That was our first relaunching of Share Your Journey. And if you know any creatives that really want just the extra space to get their name out there, please feel free to send them our way at thecreative.la. And we will be more than happy. That's really what we are, is a space for creatives to share, to learn, to grow. And this is a platform for you. So thank you. See you again next Friday at 7. Good night.